Welcome to Library Out Loud, a conversation about any and all things related to the Spokane County Library District. Library Out Loud is brought to you by the Spokane County Library District and our friends at STCU. Now, here's your host, Jane Baker.
Hello and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District, and with me today we have Radical Rick and all kinds of exciting things. Hi.
Hello, and thank you for having me back.
Yes, you know, I missed you last time you were here. It was so far, knock on wood somewhere, that is my only time I've been sick and had to have a replacement come in, and I hear she did a great job, and I was a little envious that she got to meet you. But
we had a lot of fun.
I'm glad you're back.
We're going to have fun today, too.
Yes, we have some great things set up. But quickly, in case people missed the last episode, let's talk about you a little bit. Radical Rick, you're like the science... You're like the science celebrity in Spokane. How did this happen?
How did this happen?
Yes.
Well, I used to work at Hewlett-Packard. When I was growing up, my dad was a carpet layer, and I've always thought I was going to be a carpet layer for the rest of my life. And
Sure.
So that's what I started out as. I ended up getting a job at Hewlett-Packard when they opened up in Liberty Lake in 1980.
Yeah.
And worked there for 20 years. And then 2000, when the layoffs were coming, it's like, okay, what do I want to be when I grow up? Because I really didn't want to go back to carpet laying.
Sure.
And I enjoyed, working on my own, but I didn't have the background to start my own business, so I looked into franchises, and I found a franchise called Mad Science based up in Montreal, Canada.
Wow.
I flew up there, and I looked at it, and once I saw it, I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is what I want to do, because I love working with kids. I was never strong in science when I was a kid. And I never had that confidence in myself.
Sure.
And I didn't believe that I was smart enough to do it. And so that's my whole goal, is to instill a confidence in kids. And so when I went up there and saw this program, I thought this was amazing. So I went ahead and I purchased the Mad Science for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, ran that till 2004. 2004, ended up losing the business. Lost everything that year. It was a difficult year, but it was. It all worked out for the best, because went out, tried a few other things, went back to laying carpet, tried some other things for a couple of years, and the Lord was asking me to start the business back up, and I was like, seriously? I still owe for last time, but he made it very clear after about 6 months of arguing that this is what he wanted me to do, and he told me he would do his part if I do my part, and it's been blessed ever since. And I love working with kids, and I love going out. We do after-school programs at the local schools. We go do assemblies. We do the library programs in the summertime. Some summers we will do summer camps. This summer I decided I needed to take some time off. I realized the last vacation I had was 2004.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I was like, okay, it's time to take some time off. I went camping for 4 days last year with my oldest daughter and her kids and her family, and it was so much fun. I was like, why have I not been doing this?
Yes.
So this year I am taking some time off. I've got almost all of August off and a few weeks in July.
Good for
you.
you.
I bought me a kayak, and I'm going to go have some fun.
There you go. That sounds
with my
great.
grandkids, so.
That sounds great. What a wonderful story. Yeah, isn't it funny how good things come out when you think something bad's happening? Good things come out of it. Yes, that's great. Well, one of the good things is you are a regular on KHQ. KHQ.com, their Extreme Science Video, and we have you back in the libraries this summer with the Science of Sound, and you're in the midst of this right now. Let's see, this afternoon you'll be at Airway Heights from 3 to 4 p.m. and at Fairfield Library on July 10th from 2 to 3, Moran Prairie on July 11th from 4 to 5. That's going to be a busy day. July 12th at the Spokane Valley Library, 3 to 4, Cheney. July 26th, you'll be at North Spokane on July 31st. and Deer Park on August 1st. Maybe your last thing before you head off on vacation, right?
That is my last one.
Well, we're not going to want to miss this, and this is great that you come to the libraries, and I know I went through those dates rather quickly and the times rather quickly. If you're by the library, pick up one of our Engage program guides or go to scld.org, and we have all the times and locations that you can see Rick listed there. So the science of sound, so this summer, the libraries rock is our theme, so this is perfect to have the science of sound. Where do you come up with these ideas?
It's sometimes, like one of them, the Mixtures and Solutions class, that was actually a request from a teacher because I had been doing after-school programs at their school for so many years, and they wanted to do a celebration for their sixth graders, and they normally went out and did this camping trip. Something came up with that, and it wasn't going to work. So he asked me to put together a Mixtures and Solutions class. So worked on that. Did some research on that and put together an explosive class, literally explosive class.
That sounds fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's, I've been asked not to do that one in libraries anymore.
Well, I understand why.
Well, it's so loud, it vibrates the ceiling tiles and it leaves dust over everything. And there's one explosion in there that's really cool.
Yeah.
But, and don't try that at home, kids.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it's stuff like that, a special request from a teacher. Sometimes it's, it's like with our air pressure class, there's a hovercraft in there. And so all of our classes are designed to inspire kids and, like I say, encourage kids and instill a confidence in them, like our polymers class. We talk about polymers. What a polymer is, a long chain of molecules. If you pull it slow, it stretches, and you pull it too fast, it breaks. And so I want them to understand that they can do this and how simple it is. And I tell them, the word polymer seems like a really big word, but it's actually two different words, poly and mer, put together. Poly means many, and mer means parts, so it's many parts. So I'll line up the kids, have them all link arms together, say, okay, this is like a polymer. It's a long chain of molecules. Each one of you guys is a different part in that chain. Now, if I grab onto this kid here and I take the one on the end and I start pulling them, I tell them, hold together, don't move, don't let go. And they're holding together and they're stretching really far. And I say, now, if I pull really hard, what's going to happen? And they'll say, well, we're not going to be able to hold on. We're going to break.
Sure.
That's like exactly what a polymer does. And then we do different activities like filling up a Ziploc bag with water and stuffing pencils through there. And they think it's going to pop. Put the pencil through there, and the pencil will pierce through there, and the water doesn't leak, and it holds all the water in there. And I explain, that that's the same thing that happened when I was pulling on them. You put the pencil through there, that point breaks through. You put enough pressure on it, and it'll break that chain. But then as the pencil goes through, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so those chains are all holding together, and they're stretching, just like those kids were in there. You can see them like, I get it now. I see why that's working the way it is and stuff. So we try to do stuff like that. And then, of course, they make slime at the end of the class because slime is a great example of a polymer. And slime is cool,
Even adults like slime.
I've always got slime in my desk. And so all of our classes are designed to, like I say, instill a confidence in the kids. I'm not there to teach the kids about science. I'm there to instill a confidence because if they sign up for one after-school program, it's a 5-week after-school program, usually an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half at a time. So what's that, 7.5 hours that I have them? What is the biggest impact I can make in that 7.5 hours of their life?
Yeah.
And that's not to teach them what a polymer is or how to spell sublimation. It's to instill a confidence and get them excited. So for the rest of their life, when they hear, we're doing science in school today, they're like, yeah! And they're excited about it rather than scared like I was when I was a kid.
Yeah, science can be intimidating. Now, I remember going to school, the same thing. It was, you sat down there on the desk and you opened the science book and you read all these big words. Polymer was probably one of them. However, you just explained to me what it was, so thank you.
You're welcome.
But it's hands-on, it's exciting, it's memorable stuff. I mean, kids don't forget linking arms and polymer, where if you just sat and read it in the book, great. That is great. So can you see it on kids' faces when they come into the after-school program? Can you see the ones that are hesitant, like, Mom made me be here, or I don't want to do this? And then what happens when they start seeing what you're doing?
It's like one of the children at one of the schools we were doing in Grand Coulee. They have me come there every week or every year for 1 full week, and we do every single classroom goes through. So it's not they're not signing up for an after school program. Every child in the school gets to experience a class.
Wow.
And we were doing the structures class. And I think that was the last one that we built. And that one is turned out to be one of my favorite classes, because we're just, we're talking about structures and shapes and all of that.
Yeah.
And then I challenged the kids to build a house out of cards. Has to be at least 2 stories tall.
Okay.
And then we test it for strength. So I start putting weights on there, anywhere from 12 ounces up to 14 pounds on this 2-story house.
Okay.
And this one little girl looked at me and she's like, I can't do that. I've never done that before. I said, that's what we're here for, is to teach you how. And she was you could tell she was really nervous about it. And so, I just, spent a few extra minutes with her as we handed everything out and showed her, this is how we're doing it and stuff. And by the end of the class, she had the strongest structure, and she was so excited. And the look on her face was just, if I could do this for free, that would be all the payment.
That would be the
need.
payment.
Yeah, but I still got to pay my bills. So,
yes. Yeah, the bill collectors don't go with the smiles too often.
Yeah.
But what a great reward. That little
is.
girl's life could have been changed over something so simple. So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the schools, and I'm hoping there's some teachers or educators listening today, and if they haven't had you into their classroom or into their school, how would they get a hold of you?
The best way is to give me a call or shoot me an email. ExtremeScienceFun.com is our website.
ExtremeScienceFun.
Yes, ExtremeScience.com was already taken, so I put the fun on the end of it, and when I explain it like that, people remember.
Sure.
So it's ExtremeScienceFun.com. Give me a call, and we can get it scheduled. Typically, I go in through the PTA so that we can send stuff home.
Oh, gotcha.
When we go to the school, I offer a free assembly for the whole school. I provide the full color registration forms. Those go home, so it doesn't cost the school anything. The parents pay for the program, and the school gets a free after school program plus a free assembly, and we'll be there for the next 5 weeks. I do everything within the registrations. I call all the parents, confirm everything.
Wow. Wow, it sounds like a win-win all the way around.
I hope it is. That's the way we've
schools,
tried to design
the kids,
it. Yeah.
and you. Yeah, great. Well, you have some exciting stuff sitting here, and I can't wait to get to it. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and I want you to show us what you brought to us today.
I'm excited about it.
All right, so we'll be right back here on Library Out Loud.
Hi everyone, I'm weather forecaster and assignment anchor at Spokane Talks Online, Colin Pittman, and I am honored to be the host of the new program, Spokane's Youth Spotlight, brought to you by Spokane Talks Online and the Spokesman Review, where we are interviewing and getting to know outstanding youth in our community each month. If you'd like to nominate someone in our community that you think should be recognized, that is doing something great here in the region or has an amazing story, visit SpokaneTalksOnline.com or Spokesman.com and look under Youth Spotlight to nominate. And be sure to tune in each month as we find the best in the Inland Northwest.
Hi, I'm Larry Myers, owner of River Ridge Hardware. Welcome to our garden center here on the corner of Garland and Driscoll. We have fresh plants that come in weekly from all of our local growers. We can make your garden look like our garden. Here at River Ridge, we've been here 30 years. We're your full-service neighborhood hardware store. This is our sprinkler aisle, where my knowledgeable staff will help you put together your sprinkler system so it will make your yard lush, green, for the spring and summer. This is River Ridge Hardware's rental center, where we provide a multitude of equipment for rent for the do-it-yourselfer. Next time you're working on your home or yard this spring and summer, stop by, say hi, and we'll help you get the project done.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rana Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
And welcome back to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District. Joining me today is Radical Rick and his extreme science fun, and he's brought some experiments. Yes. So let's get started.
Okay.
What do you got?
Since we're talking about the science of sound, these are just a few of the things that we will be doing at the library program. This is one of my favorite here, and you had mentioned that I do the KHQ
Yes.
things. And if you're not watching, I encourage you to watch on Saturday mornings at about 5 minutes till 8 during the news broadcast. We come on, we do a 3-minute segment. Those are designed for, most of those are designed for the kids to do at home. And this one here, I was getting ready to go in and record one day and to do a segment. And the experiment that I was going to do wasn't working.
Oh, no.
And I finally figured out what it was. And I tell the kids, I love it when things don't work, because that's when you learn more. If everything always worked the same way, you wouldn't learn anything. You would always expect that this is going to work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And when it doesn't work, that's when you can look into it and figure out what's going on and why it's not working. And that's when you learn more. And so this one, I finally figured out what was going on. I needed new supplies. I didn't have time to get new supplies. So I thought, okay, I got to come up with something else real quick. Looked around and I saw this laser generator. And this laser generator, these things here, when you turn it on, there's a laser light that points out of here, shines on the wall. It's got these knobs on the back. You adjust the knobs. And when you adjust the knobs, the laser light makes different patterns on the wall. And I get to thinking about how this works. There's a laser pointer in there, and that laser light, that laser pointer, when you adjust the knobs, the pointer doesn't start moving. It is stationary in there, and it's actually shining onto a mirror. That light is now reflecting off of a mirror onto another mirror back here and then out through the front. When you adjust the knobs, the mirrors start vibrating, which now moves the reflection of light and makes the different patterns.
Okay.
So I got thinking, okay, the key to sound is vibration. So can you make a laser generator that works off of your voice? So we put this one together, and this was just a piece of ABS pipe here, put a reducer on it, put a balloon on this end here with a mirror on there, put a taped a pencil on there with a laser pointer, and now you can see the laser light up there. The idea is I should be able to speak in here. Oh, and this one's seen its better days. It's several years ago I made this, so that laser pointer keeps moving. But now the idea is I should be able to speak in here, and you should be able to see the effect up here. And so you have to be pretty loud with it. But the vibration is now vibrating that balloon up there and vibrating the mirror, and now you can see the pattern on the wall.
Sure.
Well, last year, my oldest granddaughter, she was doing a science fair project at her school, and she called me up. She's like, Grandpa, I want to do the voice-activated laser generator. It's like, cool, come on over. So she came over and she tried it. Couldn't get it to work.
Oh, no.
She's a 9-year-old girl. Her voice is a lot higher than mine. And you noticed how deep I had to go on that to get it to vibrate. She couldn't get it to work, and she was frustrated. And so I asked her, well, why can't you get it to work? And she realized what was going on. And I says, well, how can we make it work for your voice? And so she thought, well, maybe if we put the balloon on this end, it's bigger, a larger area, and it'll be easier to vibrate. And so she worked that out through, this process, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So she tried it on there, and she barely got it to vibrate. And so we kept going bigger and bigger until we got to this one here. And this one, you can see we've got a lot larger area, slightly smaller mirror. And then we eventually, what was cool was we put a Bluetooth speaker like this inside the end here, because we got to thinking, well, if it works off of your voice, will it work on music?
Yeah.
And so now we've got that Bluetooth speaker in there, and of course technology is great when it works. There we go. So now we've got the laser generator that works off of the music.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, come on, stop. There we go. A little delayed like me sometimes. So we're going to talk about that and how that works. And, and again, this was one of the things that we did on KHQ. But we have all kinds of fun stuff at the library. Some simple things like this here is another one that you can make at home.
Okay.
This one is a stethoscope.
All
Just
right.
a simple funnel here and a funnel there with a little vinyl tubing and a balloon stretched over there. You put the balloon over your heart, the vibrations from your heart on your chest you can actually hear your
Really?
heartbeat through
Wow.
this. Yeah, and I saw an experiment the other day where they took a tube, 2 tubes like this, put them like this, and you put this tube on this ear and this tube on that ear, and now it's going to confuse your brain because everything you're hearing in this ear is coming from that side, and vice versa. And so I want to try that one.
Okay.
That's what I want to try next. But yeah, we are going to do simple things at the library like Slinky.
Slinky.
Yeah.
Love Slinkies.
Slinkies are so much fun. And you
Yeah.
can hear the sound there that makes as that vibrating. But what's really cool with a Slinky, if you take this and you hold it up like this and you drop it, hit the floor. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to hold it over here by the microphone closer. You can kind of hear it vibrating there. Well, what's cool is if you put it over your ear like this, it sounds kind of like the laser wars in Star Wars, or laser shooters in Star Wars.
Oh.
But what's really cool is my niece, a couple of years ago, my niece called me up. She was in town, and she's like, Uncle Rick, do you have a Slinky? I was like, yeah. And she's like, could you bring it over? And so I brought it over there, and she took a Capri Sun juice box, or juice pouch, and put it in there.
Okay.
And when she dropped it like that, now it vibrated the juice pouch, and it amplified it, and you could really hear it really cool. And so we got to messing around with stuff. We were trying pop bottles and all kinds of things, and we found that the best thing was just a plastic cup. And so now we've got this in there, and if I drop this,
oh wow,
cool?
That is cool.
So that's what you're hearing when you put your ear over the Slinky and you drop it. But now this cup is amplifying it. So we're going to talk about how that cup is amplifying it and what's going on. The key to sound, like I said, is vibration. And so we're going to do lots of different things with vibration. Simple aluminum rod here. If we take this aluminum rod, you find the center of it here.
Okay.
And you hold it right on the center. Get a little bit of rosin on your fingers. Now, rosin is like a pitch from a tree.
Okay.
And they actually use this like on violins and stuff.
Okay.
Get a little bit of that on your fingers. You pinch that, and you can create some vibration within this. That is all from the vibration of that aluminum rod.
Oh, that's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
That is amazing. And all you did was run your fingers down it.
We've got a couple of different sizes, different pitches.
Different
if you
pitches.
hold this here, not in the center, it's not going to work. If you hold it at the 3/4 point, just because of the diameter and the length of this, the frequency in that wave, the way that is traveling through there, you have to hold it right at the halfway point and the 3/4 point. The 3/4 point is going to give you a little bit higher pitch because now you've got a longer
tube
section there vibrating. So we're going to do stuff like that. We're going to use simple
Wow.
rulers and talk about the vibration of rulers. If you hold the ruler on the edge of the table here, hold that down, lift it up, and drop it. Okay, you can get different vibrations there.
There you
The
go.
coolest part about this is if you put your head on the table, your ear on the table, I should say your ear on the table, not your head. One time I told a kid, put your head on the table, and he dropped his head on the table. I was like, okay, be specific, Rick. Put your ear on the table.
Okay.
And it vibrates the whole table, and it makes a completely different sound.
Oh,
So we'll do stuff
interesting.
like that.
Interesting.
We've talked about how sounds are made in movies, the Foley artists, how they used to, now we've got all kinds of digital stuff that we can use.
Yeah.
And stuff. Years ago, they didn't have all of that.
Sure.
So they had to use simple stuff like coconuts to make.
Oh, that's your horse running through town.
Of course, yeah. Yep, and you can do it on different surfaces, which will give you a different effect. We've got rain sticks. We've got all kinds of stuff that'll create different sounds, different voice changers here, some simple ones that are not electronic, all the way to the electronic one. We've got all kinds of fun stuff going on at the library, so I encourage you guys to bring your kids and take part in it. I'll go through and I'll explain all of the stuff, and then they're going to have some free time, and they're going to make a noisemaker. I always ask the kids, would you like to annoy your parents? And they're like, yeah! So they're going to
That's what I live for.
So they're going to make a simple, what we call a chicken clucker, and this is just a paper cup, half of a toothpick, a string, and a wet sponge here. So I'll give you that wet sponge.
All right.
And what you're going to do is you're going to take that wet sponge, wrap it around the string and pinch it. And once you get that there and you pull it down, that string is going to vibrate similar to what we did on the screaming rod there.
Okay.
And when you pull that down,
Scared me.
Sorry,
I
jumped.
Oh!
Isn't that cool? You can feel the cup vibrating.
Yes, yes.
You do it like
Oh,
that.
it
That's
does
why
sound
we call
like
it
a
the
chicken. Got
clucker.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
simple things like this. So they'll make this to take home and thoroughly annoy their parents for the next few days. Don't let that deter your parents. Bring your kids anyway.
They're
okay?
learning, but they're also remembering, and it's they're annoying you, but they're learning and they're remembering, and these are great
Yes,
lessons.
and if it gets too annoying, you can accidentally lose it.
Oh, well, what fun for all the kids. And again, you're going to be at Airway Heights this afternoon. You're going to be Fairfield, Moran Prairie, Spokane Valley, Cheney, North Spokane, Deer Park, all of those through the month of July. Go to extremesciencefun.com to get a hold of you, or go to scld.org to find out all the places Rick's going to be here in July. So I wish we had more time and we had more experience. You'll be back.
Yes.
Yes, we will invite you back.
To it. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for coming and doing the show today, and thank you for being at the libraries and making science fun for the kids.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We'll see you next time then. Okay. For Library Out Loud, I'm Jane Baker. Please join us again.
Library Out Loud is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Ask a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Library Out Loud is brought to you by the Spokane County Library District and STCU. Go visit and explore your local library today.